I talked to him about a prenup.
A prenup?
Just relax.
Do you have a sense of how many men you've slept with?
Yeah, it's not like 300 or anything.
Believing that this is going to be the person for the end of the world.
Karma's a bitch, so I hooked up with all of his best friends.
Hi friends, why do women behave so disgustingly that signing a prenuptial agreement seems to be the only measure to preserve marriage and their own well-being? Let's get started, and don't forget to like and subscribe at the channel.
Before he gets married, he wants a prenup.
I mean, green. You have to consider all possibilities nowadays.
You have a prenup?
Absolutely. Do you have one yourself? Or
I do.
Okay, so let me tell you what it did for us. I like where we have your money, my money, our money. She says, I want to buy that new Chanel purse. How much, babe? $12,000. You want to buy that Chanel purse? Buy it with your money. If I want to buy that purse for you, I'll buy it with my money, so you know I bought it with my money. If we have something that we're doing for our kids and ourselves, which is us, team us, this is our money. I noticed that minimize arguments to the point where no one's being judged.
Probably the most asked question since Christian and I have gotten married, prenup. When we got engaged, I automatically thought, prenup. Obviously, got to protect yourself, got to protect the other person. Growing up, I always told myself, like, oh, I would never sign a prenup, whether I'm well off or my husband is well off. In my head, it was just robotic. I'll never sign one. As I've been a business owner and things have developed, my mind has changed-ish overall. When you're a business owner, you see so many different sides of people, not necessarily like your husband or wife, just people that you thought were good, genuine people end up turning on you. I don't know. There's a lot of things that I've seen and experienced, okay? I automatically thought, prenup. I built my prenup, Christian built his, and then we came together and we were like, this is basically pointless. Like, what are we doing? We decided not to sign prenups after having really deep, thorough talks about what is a prenup, what's the point of it, what does it do, does it protect you? Yes, absolutely. What I chose to do is take the prenup that I created and put it into a trust with a big chunk.
I then wrote legal court system marriages have its own defined set of parameters of what a marriage is. So when we, as a society, go into marriage, we are going in under a covenant with our religion. We are going into it to have a ceremony or a sacrament, or we are going into it for a social status.
Yeah.
Believing that this is going to be the person for the end of the world. Marriage defined legally in America by the court system has very different sets of rules, and this is where a prenuptial agreement would come into play.
Okay.
If you are going to get married, you should be seeking a lawyer and getting a prenuptial agreement because you need to figure out assets in the worst case scenario. We've talked about this in the past, that it is a life insurance policy.
Mm-hmm.
Do I believe that the marriage is going to end? No. But I know that 2.6 out of 1,000 do. So if that's the case, maybe we should just go ahead and start making arrangements so that in the event that we get divorced, the court and the government is not involved.
Despite his extraordinary appearance, this man expresses completely sensible thoughts that many should take as a foundation, regardless of gender. However, it's especially important for men to take note, as they bear the responsibility for marriage and raising future children. The law does not care that a man may end up in severe financial difficulties after a divorce, often through no fault of his own. The wave of aggressive feminism is contagious and is literally consuming the minds of impressionable and foolish women.
What makes a prenup invalid? Essentially, how can you get a prenup thrown out? Number one, it's not written. Number two, it's not signed by both spouses. Number three, one party was forced to sign it. Number four, one party did not read it. And number five, one party did not understand it.
Congratulations, you two. Now will you guys be getting a prenup? Yes. No. Honey, why'd you say yes to the prenup?
Let's talk about the prenup. Yes, you should get one. I have a lot of mentors in my life, and this one in particular went through a divorce, and he's worth a lot of money. And I didn't even ask him about the prenup, but he was just giving me general life and money advice. As I was gonna go, he said, oh wait, I almost forgot, 100% get a prenup. I was like, okay, like why? And he said, well, it just protects you, and after all, your partner shouldn't have a problem with it because the only reason the prenup even does anything is if you guys get a divorce. So if you really love me and we're actually in this marriage till death do us part, then the prenup will never apply anyway, so why does it matter? As long as we're married, you have access to the money and you're taken care of, so get the prenup.
That's why I was so adamant about the prenup thing, because I don't know it for 3 weeks.
I get to the prenup.
You know what I mean?
Oh
I'd
my
known it for 3
god.
weeks, so it was a difficult conversation, and I feel
I
like
thought it was fake. It's real.
No, it's real.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god, people are getting married.
absolutely.
Fucking
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Absolutely, it's a real wedding, and I think like maybe you know the scene that was shown about me discussing it. Maybe I could have worded it in a better way. But I think like
It is what it is.
I think
You know
off
what I
camera,
mean?
I think we kind of it was kind of discussed and
Yeah.
talk about it in depth. So. But yeah, I stand by that decision. That
Yeah.
prenup is the best thing to do, especially if you've only known someone for such a short period of time.
More people should do them.
Yeah, of course. I think like obviously, you know, if you've been together like a while, a few years or something.
I'm doing a prenup forever.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're together for a while, then obviously you'd relook
Yeah,
at
I
it and
feel
go,
like-
okay, like, you know. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I think a prenup's important. It's not just in there to protect me; it's protect her as well.
The dating culture today is a crash course in divorce. Like, I need people to take a moment to understand what the dating culture today has done. It has made it so easy for you to drop an entire soul that you once claimed to love, to cherish, and promised to stay with no matter what. Now, in some cases, if there was an extreme reason, or there is a clear reason that no, separate, absolutely, I understand. But this ability to just drop a soul like it means nothing.
Modern consumer culture has long shifted from consuming products to consuming people and emotions. That's why many go on endless dates, seemingly searching for a partner to start a family, but in reality, it all just turns into a carousel of entertainment. Therefore, even if you manage to reach the wedding stage, it's essential to sign a prenup. This will protect both parties if approached wisely and with care for each other. It can also help ensure that you haven't fallen for a gold digger who plans to take half of your assets after marriage.
What would you want his income to be? I feel like this is gonna sound bad. I feel like 300,000.
I would have to say 127. Probably 150 to $250,000 a year.
$500,000.
Is that bad?
150, maybe to 250,000 a year would be comfortable for sure.
I was just having this conversation with my friend, and she was like, you have to manifest a husband, girl. Ideally, my husband needs to be making like 650,000.
My dad be like quite mean to my mom and stuff when them getting divorced. I know that I would, if I ever had to go through a divorce, that I would be a lot nicer.
What do you think about prenups, and would you get married without one?
Wouldn't get married without one. You know, at the end of the day, people think that a prenup means, oh, she gets nothing. No, a prenup is just like an agreement beforehand saying like what you will get. You also have to understand that a lot of like people who are like super wealthy, their money's hidden.
It forces you to have a difficult conversation, and in reality, so many people are not aligned on finances, and prenup protects you from this.
So if you don't even have a prenup, you might end up with nothing.
So guys, please get a prenup. Don't get married without prenup.
Get a prenup. It's important.
We're getting married in a week. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
This morning, I had to meet with our lawyers.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I talked to him about a prenup.
A prenup?
Just relax.
It is the week of our wedding, Eric.
Yes, I know, but it's like...
You're bringing this up now? Here?
We need to go to a notary later today, so I need your signature.
Why are you
now.
just now telling me about this?
Because things have been so busy with everything, and like, we're on a time crunch. I mean, my family has so much money at stake here.
I'm not a gold digger, Eric.
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm literally just saying this protection
This is an accusation.
for both. No, it's not. Think about this. I'm going to go to the restroom.
Are you kidding me?
Right there. I'll be back.
Look, she sees it as literal betrayal. She's probably scared, but I think this guy is trying to protect the family's assets. And if she's in it for the happily ever after, then just sign the damn papers, right? The future husband isn't kicking you out onto the street. He's not leaving you alone. He's just taking the marriage seriously by the letter of the law. In my opinion, you should be proud of such a prudent man because it shows that he'll always strive to do the right thing and take care of his family. For him, this is truly important, and he's ready to back it up with a document, not just some pretty words like, I'll love you forever.
Do you have a sense of how many men you've slept with?
Yeah, it's not like 300 or anything. It's like 136, I think.
136? Okay.
Yeah. Which is a lot, but
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there one week where there was just like you went on a tear and it was like 20 dudes?
Yeah.
Do you know how much in the most in 1 week? Like 30, 20, 20, 30?
not 20 to 30. It's probably like 8 to 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
8 to 10. So that one, the 6 in the night, that was just, you
Yeah.
went hard.
Yeah.
You went hard.
I went ham.
Okay.
What is the pettiest thing you've done after the end of a relationship?
I have such a good one for this. Buckle up, juicy story. My college boyfriend, we dated for like 3.5, 4 years. We ended up being long distance for the last few months. We had signed a lease together for a new apartment. I had already accepted a job, like I had signed for a job offer. Ended up finding out the last minute he has a full second girlfriend. Of course, it blows up. He then proceeds to send me a list of like all these girls from one night stands that he had through our 4-year relationship. So I'm like, what can I do to get back at him? What's a girl to do? Karma's a bitch. So I hooked up with all of his best friends. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, 6 of them. Maybe not my best decision looking back. I've matured, I've grown. We've grown up a little bit since then. But yeah, karma's a bitch. Don't fuck with me because I'll fuck your boyfriend, your best friend, your brother, your dad. Anyone.
Honestly, I don't even know why she thinks this is karma. In my opinion, this girl is very foolish. For 4 years, she never noticed any suspicion of cheating. And the best response she could come up with was to sleep with all her ex-boyfriend's friends? Seriously? He doesn't care about you. The fact that you slept with the others just shows how foolish you are. This girl could have accidentally gotten pregnant. And who would have dealt with that mess and paid child support? Would be a real mystery. I think she punished herself once again. No wonder he cheated on her.
Before you married him.
He never paid a dime.
Okay, now that's the issue. And let me make a ruling on that. He's not contending that he paid a dime. He didn't have to pay a dime. It wasn't his house. It was your house and your mother's house, right?
Yes.
You and your mother got the loan.
Yes.
And the property was in your name and your mother's name.
Yes.
Bought it before the marriage.
Yes.
That's what we call separate property. Once you married Mr. Howard, all of your earnings became community property. Every dime you earned became community property. Half of your paycheck belonged to him.
But he never gave me half of his paycheck.
I didn't say that he did.
He never gave me half of his paycheck. No, I'm just upset.
Well, you can be upset. And I'm sorry,
I
but the
can't
law is
believe
the law.
because he doesn't have half of nothing to give to me. Nothing.
Okay, now, Miss Howard, I've allowed you to talk. It's my turn. Sometimes life don't throw us a fair deal, but the law is the law. Sounds unfair, but that's life. It's not always fair. But $440 that you spent every month, 1/2 of that belonged to him. That was community money used for a separate property investment for which he did not benefit.
You have to reimburse.
You must reimburse him $222 for each month that you were married and living together.
Where am I gonna get that with 5, 6 kids?
I don't know what you can do. What you can do is give him a second trust deed.
No diapers, nothing.
Okay. Child support is another issue, and you're entitled to child support for your son.
She already gets it.
I don't get child
Miss
support.
Howard.
I don't, not for
Miss
you,
Howard.
scammer.
Mrs. Howard.
Leech.
Okay, she wants to not hear me.
I hear you, ma'am. I'm
One
sorry.
way you can do it is you can give him a note secured by a deed of trust against the house for the $3,000, $3,108.
Here's
you can pay him
$30
monthly.
on his loan back.
All right, subtract $33. That's fine. But you have to pay it to him. You owe it to him. If it was the other way around, he'd owe it to you.
But he never paid anything.
You know what?
It's not fair.
Okay, it's not fair. You said that 10 times. That's the order of the court. Court's adjourned.
All rise.